How's it going, guys? I'm back with I'm gonna fix my camera. God damn. Today we're gonna talk about how you should get a job, or how to get a job. Some tips and tricks on what kind of job you should look for, how to get a job, your best chance of getting a job, stuff like that. All right. So let's get right into it. First things first, you always need to know beforehand what you're looking for. Whether that's if you're looking for a part-time job or a full-time job. Most of the time this depends on what you have going on at the time. If you're in college, like me per se, I can't really work full-time because I have to manage college as well. So part-time is the most I can do. But sure, full-time is definitely possible, but you're gonna limit yourself to what you can do outside of school and work, which ain't that great. You need a social life as well. Anyways, figure out what kind of job you want. Whether it's retail, whether it's at a restaurant, at a medical site, whatever it may be. Each of these sectors have different needs. Like for retail, for example, I work in retail, right? Retail, you pretty much have to work on weekends. You can't get away with just working on weekdays and having weekends free. So weekends are necessary. It doesn't matter what time it is, but you have to work sometime during the weekends, at least one of the days. Restaurants, I wouldn't recommend working at a restaurant personally, because I don't think there's any benefit other than the pay. Also, restaurants and like servers and stuff like that don't get paid that much, and it doesn't look as good on your resume as with other jobs. Like, you're better off getting an internship at that point with a cheaper pay. Next up, you gotta figure out how this job will benefit you. So for me personally, I have done volunteering at an organization which is very dear to me, called the Antrik, which is a cultural organization based on my culture. I've done a lot of volunteering work, which has helped my customer experience and my customer interactions very well. I've also worked at Home Depot, which I was a cashier / lumber department / tools department / pretty much all over the place. But it did allow me to get involved with the POS system for cashier. Got me handled with cash management. Got me handled with customer experience, and stuff like that. So Home Depot has helped me in a big way in retail, because I've told you all this before, but I want to get into tech sales, which is a lot of selling things. So getting my customer relations good is a big part of my life. So figure out what you want and how it will benefit you before you go applying to a bunch of different jobs. Unless you're just looking for the money, where at that point it doesn't really matter, just apply to wherever you find. Next up is creating a resume. Most high-profile jobs will require a resume. Some cheaper jobs will not. It depends on the job you apply for. But make sure when you're creating a resume, or if you have one already, it's 1 page or less, because most of the time it's going to run through a system, which it only reads the first page. So anything after the first page, it won't read. So anything after that 1 page point does not matter, and it's worthless. So make sure you keep it simple, minimalistic, 1 page, all your important things, your leadership roles, maybe freelancing you've done on the side, anything that could help you land a job. Make sure you get any experiences that highlight leadership, discipline, commitment, stuff like that. You know the drill. You could also reference school projects, for example. Like, I was in entrepreneurship in high school, where we developed and built a business from the ground up. We built a buying, selling, and trading shoe company. I'll create a whole website and everything, but I put this down on my resume as I'm going to business, so it made sense for me to do that. But yeah, anything like that that could help you land the job, pretty much, you can put, but make sure it's less than a page. Next up, an optional step is this is mostly for people who are close to graduating college, or graduating college and looking for like the big time 9-to-5 job or whatever it may be. Networking. Networking is a huge deal, because you have to get references if you're trying to get into a big company. Say if you're getting into Apple, if you're trying to get into Apple, Microsoft, or the big tech companies, you can't get into those places without a couple of references from people who already work there. It's just not gonna happen. But yeah, keep that in mind. Network with them. Ask them how they got the job, what they can do. Internships are a huge deal as well, so if you can intern with the company you're trying to work for, it will benefit you in the long run. So keep all this in mind. Next up, make a list of all the places you want to apply for and just start applying for them. There's lots of places where you can apply. You can apply Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn. There's a lot of places out there nowadays where you can look and sort and filter by part-time or full-time, if it's a remote or if you have to go there, by location, how far away it is, the pay, minimum age, stuff like that. So see what type of job you want, set the filters to the ones you want, and just start applying, because there's two things that can happen. You will either get rejected, which isn't great, but it's a learning lesson, or two, you will get set up with the interview. Those are the two main choices. Other things might happen, but 99% of the time, those two are going to be the ones that happen. So either way, make sure you're prepared, because if you're unprepared for rejection, it won't be great. I've never heard of someone in their whole life not getting rejected at least once. It's just a thing you have to learn and progress through and develop and learn from your mistakes. And if you get your interview, make sure you're confident. Make sure you prepare for your interview. Make sure you know what you're doing. Before going, make sure you watch a couple YouTube videos or whatever, seeing possible questions they might ask. And in your head, just jot down some things you might say or want to say to help you land the job. Make sure you keep in mind the keywords they're looking for when you applied. In the job description, there are going to be some keywords that are there, what they're looking for in an employee. So when you're answering your questions, see if you can incorporate those words into what you're saying. Another thing you should research is the amount of pay that people get for the job you're applying for. Because a lot of the times, after the interview or during the interview, they will ask you, oh, how much are you looking for? And you can't just say, oh, whatever you think, like, doesn't matter. Because they will lowball you and you won't be getting the money you're worth. So make sure you research what's the typical range and base your answer off that, depending on how much experience you have in the field you're going into. And another big question is what to wear. Normally I'd recommend business casual. Just look a bit more dressy, because it's the interview at all, you want to impress. You don't want to walk in with a Nike t-shirt, some mesh shorts, because you will get rejected, because first impressions are a thing. But business casual, unless the place you're applying for has a different kind of like setting. Say you're working outdoor, say you're working at a golf site, you're not going to wear business casual. You're not going to wear full pants. You might wear khakis, maybe a dry fit polo, some tennis shoes, stuff like that. So keep in mind what job you're applying for and base what you're wearing off that. But make sure it's a bit dressier than the normal employee, because you want to impress. Dress to impress. And dressing better than most people will give you a more confident feeling and look, which will in turn help your answers and help how your persona when you're speaking to the interviewer. But yeah, that's basically it. If you have any more questions, let me know. I can respond to them or make a new video. But yeah, that's how you get a job in this day and age. There's lots of ways to get a job, different types of jobs you can possibly get. But yeah, I hope this helped. And make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications, and hopefully I'll see y'all next time.